And they are lined up for the $1 million 93rd Hambletonian. Field of 10, all set and revved up behind the gate. Race 13, here they come at the Meadowlands. And they're off fan trotting in the Hambletonian and Atlanta. The filly leaves out of there with Metz Hall on the outside, and Fashion Wood Chopper is pushed into play. He is third into the first turn. Classic Chap is going to cut the corner. And going up there is Evaluate fourth now. Classic Chap is fifth. Tactical Landing out of way sixth. Say head to the opening quarter. Crystal Fashion unhurried seventh at this point. And then it's Alarm Detector, followed by Patent Leather on the inside. And Hat Trick Habit is the early trailer. So she's out there winging again. Atlanta, who finished second in the first heat, 26-2. Atlanta paves the way by 2. Now looking to tighten in second is Fashion Wood Chopper with Dave Miller. The whip up on Metz Hall in that third position across the backstretch. Evaluate is fourth. And now Tactor gets Tactical Landing in gear, uncovered fifth on the outside. And that's live cover for Crystal Fashion and T-Trick going up there on the outside. And into the flow is Alarm Detector now third over, and he gets in gear. So a shuffle for Classic Chap near the rear of the field with Hat Trick Habit on the outside and Patent Leather. The half up in a rated 55-2. So 29 rating in that second quarter. Atlanta in front. Here's Tactor with Tactical Landing on the outside to threaten as they head to three quarters. Fashion Wood Chopper locked in the box third. Crystal Fashion needs to flip three wide right now as Atlanta opens up. Atlanta getting some separation now on Tactical Landing on the outside. Fashion Wood Chopper back on the inside. Three wide Crystal Fashion. Three quarters, 122 and 427-2. And she's trying to give them the slip here. It is Atlanta, the filly, and Scott Ceron trying to keep her going. Trying to track her down. Crystal Fashion, Metz Hall on the outside. Tactical Landing on the inside. Almost there, Atlanta. Scott Ceron rocking, whipping, driving, and the filly does it! Atlanta, then Metz Hall. Tactical Landing and Crystal Fashion. Atlanta in 150-4 wins the Hambletonian.
An amazing effort. Make it 14. That's the number of fillies that have won the sport's biggest race. And Scott Ceron put her on the lead and was confident throughout. Maybe he got a little less confident in the stretch, but she was brilliant in the final today.
How did she come back with that kind of an effort in the final here? There you see Scott Ceron getting ready to pull up, but as we pick it up at the start, Gary, right here, we've got three distinct levers: Fashion Wood Chopper, Atlanta, and Metz Hall. Scott Ceron, he told us he was going to try to get her a trip in the final. I guess he was trying to tease us a little bit. He controls the race right from the get-go. Good spot for Fashion Wood Chopper. Good spot for Metz Hall away third. The two favorites, Tactical Landing and Crystal Fashion, away at the back of the pack.
And it's setting up perfectly, you would think, for the 9-5 choice, at least at the time. Crystal Fashion here getting the cover of Tactical Landing, who now is stuck on the outside and in a very difficult spot. And this is when Scott Ceron steps on the pedal.
This is the difference in fractions, Gary. He went 26 and change, 53 and change in the elimination. That was too much. This was 26-2, 55-2. She opens up on the field when Scott calls for her best. She gets a lot of separation. You heard that in the call from Ken Workington there, and now he asked her for her best, and she will find the wire this time like true champions do. Atlanta beats the boys, and Scott Ceron wins the Hambletonian for the second time, his first for his father, Rick.
That's right, first win for trainer Rick Ceron. Scott Ceron in 2016, winning it with Marion Marauder. The 29-year-old was the leading driver here at the Meadowlands that year, 2016. He knows how to navigate this oval.
He does. Here come the pursuers. It looks like she might be vulnerable. There is Crystal Fashion off cover. It looks like he's got aim. There's Andy Miller with Metz Hall on the far outside, charging hard. They're going to come up just a little bit short. It is Atlanta holding on by an even length.
She was 5-5 coming into the day. She finished second in her elimination earlier today. So one loss, so one blemish this year. She comes back to win the final. Forget about that Alem second place finish.
Boy, that was the face of victory right there.
Atlanta, the unofficial winner at this moment of the 93rd Hambletonian. We'll have the results when we return after this. What a scene in the winner's circle, and there's a shot of Rick. You know, he said, I'm an emotional guy. I cry a lot, and when I saw him out there, I saw him his eyes to his hands to his eyes. He was just dropping tears.
Gary, this is the greatest day of his life. Atlanta does it for Rick Zeron, Alan Michelle Crawford, William Holland, Howard Taylor, and Brad Grant, the ownership group. She was bred by Stefan Balassi's Order by Stable, and there are your prices.
Despite his 43-year career with an emphasis on trotters, this was his first horse in the Hambletonian. Let's head down to Greg Blanchard with the very happy group.
All right, we are here with Rick and Scott Zeron. Rick, put it into words. How does it feel?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I got no words. That's Scott.
What kind of emotions were you going through, especially when you see that the trip is going to be the exact same as the elimination,
Yeah.
but when they turn for home this time, she kicks away on the field?
I beat a program to death upstairs on the table, okay? That's the starters. But when I seen Scott open up around the last turn, I knew that he had her in hand, and I knew that coming down the lane, she wasn't going to let us down today, and neither was Scott.
All right, Scott, you beat yourself up a little bit after the elimination. You said you let the race get away from you. Talk about your approach going in this time.
Listen, I've said it to a few people close to me that she's the best horse I've ever drove. So when I drive her, everything's so fluid and effortless. And that, you know what? She wasn't even grabby. The mile just got away from me. I was really mad at myself for letting her take advantage of that and get a little weak on the end. That's not how I wanted to head into the final. But I said to you that if she was a champion, she would bounce back, and she did.
She certainly did. Will there be a big party tonight in Oakville, Ontario to celebrate?
Well, we're not going back to Oakville. I hope there is down there. I know all the people from Canada will be happy. But there's two happy guys right here, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely. Great story, guys, and you're part of Hambletonian history. Congratulations.
Unbelievable. Thank you very much.
All right, back to you guys.
All right, so Scott and Rick Zeron, father-son team, they become the second to win the Hambletonian. We'll be back right after this.
The 2018 Hambletonian Stakes on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Diamond Creek, a cut above. By Hanover Shoe Farms, leading breeders of Hambletonian champions. And by Purple Haze, helping horses, helping people.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands in New Jersey, where Rick Zeron and Scott Zeron come from Canada and perform right under the New York City skyline and perform in the Big Apple and come away with the Hambletonian win.
An amazing bounce-back performance by her. How about Andy and Julie Miller, who have now hit the board in the Hambletonian for 3 straight years?
All right, time for the trophy presentation. Let's go down to the Meadowlands. Gabe Pruitt. Gabe.
Thanks a lot, Gary. And I am standing by with John Campbell, President and CEO of the Hambletonian Society, Mr. Jeff Gorell, Chairman and CEO here at Meadowlands Racetrack, and our General Manager, Jason Settlemore. And we are standing by with the ecstatic connections of Atlanta. We've got an ownership group here, which includes Rick Zeron, Michelle Crawford, and all of the dignitaries. And John, without further ado, we'll let you present the trophy to the winning connections.
Rick Zeron, first of all, thank you for putting your filly in our race. It's been just a treat. On behalf of the Hambletonian Society, our directors and staff, and the management staff here at the New Meadowlands, congratulations on one of the greatest second heat efforts in Hambletonian history. It was just remarkable. You're to be commended. Congratulations. Go Atlanta.
Rick, this has to be really special with your son Scott and the bike.
Well, it was basically from this morning on, it was all Scott. It wasn't me. We had a little bit of a problem, little hiccup in the first elimination, but Scott regrouped and he knew what he was doing in the second.
She bounced back in a big way. So congratulations to all of the winning connections here of Atlanta. We'll send it back to you, Gary.
All right, Gabe, thanks so much. What a day here. And Atlanta just rises to the occasion.
She sure did. You heard Scott Zeron say if she bounced back with the championship effort, they would get it done. They certainly did. This year's 93rd Hambletonian Day is Ladies' Day, Gary. Manchego huge in the Oaks as well.
All right, great day. Folks still here. There's a 16-race card, but the big one is in the books and in the history books. Well, for Dave Brower, Greg Blanchard, and our entire crew, I'm Gary Seibel saying so long from the Meadowlands, where the filly Atlanta has won the 93rd Hambletonian. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. The 2018 Tachi Palace World's Strongest Man presented by Rogue is next.